Did Erika Kirk know about Charlie's shooting before it even happened? Buckle up, guys, because this story just got insane.
I think Micky was promised or told or encouraged that he would become the new Charlie, and it is a fact that that was the #1 sentiment that we received from our Turning Point USA insiders following Charlie's assassination.
That's when Micky started calling me. He called me within seconds.
I called Erika. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say it.
Micky, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation.
So get this, rumor has it that according to some leaked text messages, Erika Kirk and some people close to Charlie Kirk may have been aware that Fateful Day was going to be his last, and if the rumors are to be believed, they might have orchestrated it too. We are talking about suspicious behavior from people within Turning Point USA, secret meetings and timelines that just don't add up. I am telling you, you don't want to miss a single detail of what I am about to spill, because it will change everything you thought you knew about Charlie Kirk's assassination.
How does he react after Charlie gets shot? Let's watch how he reacts. Micky is still there, phone in hand, still filming, still texting, still talking. Charlie is about to be killed. Micky's still standing loyally by, right there. And then let's watch him walk away. So he goes behind it, and he comes out right here. He just walks away. There he is, walking away.
Wow.
So there he is, walking away. That's him.
Candace Owens came out straight up yesterday and said that this was an inside job. People are suspicious because of inconsistencies and lies like this. Which was it? Was it within seconds, as Erika said? Or was it later after Micky gathered himself, as Blake said? This can be easily clarified if Micky McCoy would just release his call logs. That's it. Transparency. Clear your name.
Okay, let's be real. The rumor mill has been in overdrive ever since Charlie Kirk was killed. We've heard it all, right? From deep state assassinations to shadowy politicians ordering a hit. The conspiracy theories are a genre unto themselves. But in every single one of these wild storylines, one name consistently pops up, front and center: Erika Kirk, Charlie's own wife. For some reason, the online hive mind has been laser focused on her, picking apart everything she's done since the tragedy as suspicious, the calm demeanor, the quick CEO appointment, the staged crying videos. It all felt off to people not lining up with the raw chaos of grief we all expect. But for the longest time, it was just that, a feeling, a collection of weird vibes and circumstantial evidence. There was no smoking gun, that is, until right now. So get this, allegedly a new bombshell has just dropped. Leaked messages from Micky McCoy's wife have reportedly surfaced, and the content, it suggests that some people in Charlie's inner circle may have had prior knowledge of the incident. Let me repeat that. These alleged messages point to people close to Charlie Kirk knowing something was going to happen before it actually did. If this is true, it changes everything. This isn't just about strange behavior after the fact anymore. This is about foreknowledge. This directly fuels the theory that this wasn't just a random act of violence, but a coordinated plot from within his own circle. Now, or anyone who's just joining this saga, you need to know who Micky McCoy is, because he is extremely relevant to this story. You see, Micky was Charlie Kirk's year-old chief of staff at Turning Point USA. More importantly, he was standing right next to Charlie on that stage when the shots rang out. And it's his actions in those immediate moments that have become a massive focal point. Viral footage, which has been analyzed frame by frame, shows something chilling.
Of course, Pastor Rob McCoy's son, his name is Mike McCoy, and you're going to see what he does, not in the seconds following Charlie getting shot, but in less than 1 second after Charlie gets shot. These are not seconds, less than 1 second.
While everyone else is ducking, screaming, or frozen in panic, Micky McCoy doesn't flinch. He doesn't drop to the ground. He doesn't rush to help his boss, who is lying right there. Instead, he pulls out his phone and, in one fluid motion, puts it to his ear.
Was behind the tent when Charlie got shot, and Micky, in less than a second, does something that I find to be quite strange. He puts his phone to his ear and he begins a conversation. So we're going to watch that clip in its entirety. Mark is going to bring it in.
Now, here's the detail that turns this from strange to suspicious. A digital forensics analysis of the video clocked his reaction time. Mickey's phone was already to his ear within 834 milliseconds of the gunshot. That's less than a second. There is physically no way he had time to look at his screen, find a contact, and press dial. The phone was already live. He was on a call instantly. Then he just walks. He slowly and calmly moves away from the chaos behind a tent, continuing his conversation while his friend and boss is bleeding out on the stage. This behavior is so starkly out of sync with the reality of the moment that it defies a simple explanation.
So when this clip was brought there we go, we're tracking that. Yeah, when the clip was brought to my attention, I obviously have a file, I have a big folder of files of every angle, and I decided to track Micky from every angle available to see, like, maybe we just missed it, and he did at some point put that phone down, dial a number, speed dial, hold down one, I don't know. Maybe we missed it. Because that seems automatic, right? 0.834, that seems pretty quick. And no, he doesn't do that. We even have him in front of Charlie's car when Charlie is brought to the car, the waiting car rather. He is still on the phone.
But what made it look even worse was the response from Turning Point USA and its allies. In the days that followed, they launched a full-scale PR campaign to praise Micky, using words like amazing, brilliant, and heroic. And people were immediately asking, heroic for what? What did he do that was so brilliant? For a lot of observers, the excessive, repetitive praise didn't feel like gratitude. It felt like a narrative. It felt like they were desperately trying to paint a picture of a hero because the raw footage told a very, very different story.
Justin's the CFO, chief financial officer, and Mikey's the chief of staff. And I'm watching, the minute Charlie was shot, he called me, says, Dad, Charlie's been shot in the neck. Please call every pastor and pray. I said, okay, son. He has wits about him. He was just directing. He had blood all over him. And
two things I want you to remember here. You may have caught that, but he said, I was watching. And the minute Charlie got shot, he called, and Micky McCoy says to his dad, Charlie's been shot, pray for him. He says the minute, maybe he's being a little hyperbolic. We're going to find out. I'd certainly like to find out. But he stops himself. He says, I was watching. Watching what exactly? What were you watching? I want to remember that. It's rubbing me the wrong way.
Now, this is where the mystery goes from suspicious to what on earth is really going on, because now we have a direct on-the-record contradiction, and it's a big one. You have Erika Kirk, Charlie's own widow, stating in a Fox News interview that Micky McCoy called her within seconds of the shooting. This seems to align perfectly with the viral footage we all saw of Micky with his phone instantly to his ear.
You find out Charlie had been shot.
Was at my mom's doctor's appointment. I have my phone and I see the video come in of him flinging out the hats. And I said, Mom, look, it started. So we saw the hats being flung. I put my phone down and it was on silent, so I had no reason to look back at it. I moved my mom, I went back to grab my phone, and that's when Micky started calling me. He called me within seconds.
I called Erika. I just remember it rang like 3 or 4 times. I didn't know what to say. Those are the words that will change someone's life forever, and you have to be the one to say it.
But then you have Turning Point USA's own executive producer, Andrew Colvett, giving a completely different story. He claimed Micky was not on a call at all. He said Micky was just shell-shocked, holding the phone to his ear as a stunned, reflexive reaction to the loud noise.
Video allegations here is that they're alleging that he was on the phone immediately. He was not. He was taking social videos, which he would send to our group chat, which we would then put on Charlie's social while the event was happening, so you could see like the crowd come in or his interactions. And we were only 2 questions into this event, so he was still getting it out to all the chats he needed to do, which he did at every event. He turns around, and it was so blaringly loud, I'm told. You would know this better than I, but this is what I'm told. It was so blaringly loud, and he was so shell-shocked, he put his fingers in his ear, but his phone was still in his hand. He walks away.
So let's be clear, we have two official yet completely conflicting stories from the same camp. Either Erika is telling the truth about that critical phone call, or TPUSA is. This isn't a minor detail. It's a fundamental contradiction about a key moment in the investigation, and the fact that Micky McCoy has not simply released his call logs to clear this up once and for all, that, for a lot of people, is the most suspicious part of all. But wait, it gets even more layered. Let's rewind the clock. Just weeks before the shooting, the McCoys and the Kirks took their first ever family vacation together. It was during this trip that Micky and his wife Eliza were capturing incredibly intimate behind-the-scenes footage of Charlie and his family, including these really touching personal moments of Charlie walking with his kids and Erika. Candace Owens was the one who put a spotlight on this, asking the obvious question: why were the McCoys filming the Kirk family so extensively? It feels less like a holiday video and more like documentation. And the timing becomes almost unbelievable when you realize that just 4 days before Charlie's death, it was Micky who was filming Charlie again during their trip to Korea. That footage is now known as the last ever recorded of Charlie alive. So you have to ask, was this vacation a genuine bonding trip, or was it a strategic effort to get incredibly close to Charlie to document his life right before it was tragically, and for some, very conveniently, cut short? The pieces are all there, and they're forming a picture that's getting harder and harder to ignore. Now, here is where the story takes its darkest turn, and where Erika becomes really woven deeply into the drama. Allegedly, an anonymous account believed by many to be connected to Micky McCoy's wife leaked screenshots and audio clips from what appeared to be a private group chat. The group included Micky, several high-ranking organization members, and someone identified only as EK. What the messages contained changed everything. The leaked texts were chilling, talking about things like everything is set, stay calm if it happens, we've rehearsed this, make sure cameras keep rolling. Erika already knows. The implication was clear. This wasn't random. This wasn't chaos. This was coordination, and EK appeared to be part of the loop. Then came the most disturbing leak, a shaky voice memo from a woman, possibly Micky's wife, whispering through tears, "I can't stay quiet anymore. This wasn't an accident." Within hours of these clips spreading, every trace of the whistleblower disappeared. Her accounts were deleted. Friends locked down their profiles. Rumors spread that she had been warned or frightened into silence. At the same time, the organization launched a rapid-fire PR campaign. Posts, videos, statements, all praising Micky in identical language, always using the same scripted adjectives. The amazing Micky McCoy, the heroic Micky McCoy. Commentators quickly noticed the pattern. It felt less like support and more like control. Some saw it as an attempt to rewrite the narrative before the truth could settle. Others believed it was a smokescreen to bury the leaks. One thing became undeniable. The leaks didn't just raise questions, they opened a door that someone desperately wanted to keep shut. So where does all of this leave us? In her recent interview, Erika Kirk did little to quiet the storm. While expressing trust in her team and claiming to have seen the autopsy report, she slipped into cryptic language that sent alarm bells ringing. She referred vaguely to they being responsible for what was done to Charlie without ever defining who they are. And when pressed on whether the shooting was a coincidence, her response was a chilling, "I don't believe in coincidences." This from the woman